So my introduction, my name is Noah Tucker. I am from New York. I've been out here about 15 years. I'm a chef by trade. Yeah, I love what I do. And I've always stayed in Amsterdam. I haven't lived anywhere else, actually, in the Netherlands. For the 15 years I've been in this country. And the only thing I've done is either own or operate restaurants. So where did it all start for me? It started for me at a young age. I always knew that I wanted to be a cook. And I knew that I wanted to own my own business. And I think I always either worked or studied under people that was a chef-owned style restaurant. I was in the military for about 5 years. I did a little bit of hotel, this and that. I went to culinary school for a couple years. Lived in New York, California, and Japan, and cooked in all of those places. After that, I headed to Amsterdam, and I met my business partner, Tony, who's not here doing this with me. He'll be in a little while. And we formed a company called Fresh, and we ended up opening about probably about 7 restaurants collectively, and this being the last one. Not the last one that we do, but the last one in the 7 restaurants. We're chefs by trade, so we're very, very proactive in our businesses. We're behind the stoves, we're in the buildings. It's what we love to do. Where do people know us from? I think it depends on where you met me in the 15 years that we were out here. We've done a range of things. We've owned, it started with one small restaurant called Fresh. It's like a 35-seat restaurant, daily menu, super seasonal. We would play Trop Call Quest and serve caviar and foie gras. Now, mind you, 15 years ago, this was not the norm. Now it is the norm. So we've kind of gone through an interesting growing period with Amsterdam. For us, it was about always trying to be innovative. So I think where you knew us from, it could be from a restaurant. It could be from some consulting that we did in a big space or opened something for someone. It could be from a TV show we made. Cookbooks, I don't know, it's a pretty wide range. We try to have a lot of fun when it comes to HORECA. Which cuisine do we cook? Right now we are cooking American soul food. And this is very close to my heart. This is something that I ate every week at my grandmother's house. I was raised off of it. So it's quite personal, not like the other cuisines that I was actually trained for, which is Nouveau French and Japanese and American, Nouveau American. So this is a very different scenario. Even walking into the kitchen, the food that we serve, the way that people perceive it, soul food in general is overused and manipulated in a lot of corners of the culinary world. In my opinion, soul food comes from one place. It can be from many places. People have used that word. It makes a lot of sense. But the origin of that word comes from one place. And that's down South America, not South America, the southern part of United States of America. And it has slave origins, and I think it's earned those stripes, and it's important for, at least I felt was important for people to understand what soul food should be and how it should be represented and how it should be viewed. I'm a big believer in owning your space, taking your space and representing it really well. Why Amsterdam? Why did we move to Amsterdam? So my wife and I, my partner and I, we were in San Francisco at the time, and it wasn't really doing it for us. And we were like, all right, this is the last shot at America for us. So we started to look abroad. We looked at London, we looked at Paris, a couple others. They all just felt like versions of New York with a different accent or a different language. Same pace, same kind of veracity and expectations of what the city wants from you. And Amsterdam, I had never been here before. My wife had been here on some like week, backpacking thing that they do after college. And it made sense. So she came out before me. This was in the summer. The summer is intoxicating, right? So it lies to you a little bit. But she came out here in June. I think I came out here in September. And by the following year, March, April, we had bought a house. It just made sense. It felt right. The pace of life, the work-life balance, all of it made sense. We wanted to raise our kids, which we did. We had 2 kids out here. So I think that there's something to be said for work-life balance, safety, gotta remember where we're from, and future, right? I can see myself owning businesses. I can see myself doing different projects out here and having the space to do it. So it all added up. I think a number of things made sense for us to be here. Our comfort food dish here at Lady Bird, fried chicken, today is, surprisingly enough, fried chicken. We're gonna do a 3-piece with some biscuit and a side, some sauces. And this is just, I think what we're cooking is, the concept of Lady Bird, maybe also that helps with the dish, is that it's a New York take on a Southern table. So the vibes and the feel, and maybe even a bit of the attitude, definitely the music is very, very kind of iconic 1990s New York. That's just my, those late teenage years. And I think the food, when it comes to the recipes, are definitely influenced by the southern part of the United States. So this is, old school, traditional fried chicken, hopefully done right. That's our goal, is just to make some good ass fried chicken. We're not trying to sell any dreams or any hype. We just want to cook some, some good fried chicken for you. So hopefully that is what you will be having. That is what we're going to be cooking, and we'll take it from there. So Lady Bird being the newest one in the lineup of restaurants, it's meant for growth. We are trying to take a little bit of the air out of the Netherlands when it comes to fried chicken and the game of that. It is not KFC, and it is not a 1-star Michelin restaurant. We are hovering in a fast casual space. This is something that people can come in from lunch to dinner to late night, have, a meal somewhere in the low teens that is absolutely filling. You can have some cocktails, you can have some bubbles, you can have some vin natural wine, and if you feel like leveling up, we also offer a caviar pairing with it. So a bit of a fun. I think that's what we're kind of matching together, is this Southern kind of recipes, but this New York energy with chefs that are from a certain pedigree, and we've kind of mushed it all together and we've made Lady Bird. And Lady Bird is all about the high-low, right? Obviously the high being fried chicken and the low being the caviar and the champagne. But this is how we're approaching this concept. We believe actually champagne is the best pairing when it comes to a drink for fried chicken. The acid, the fruit notes, the bubbles, it adds to digging into this really seasoned, crispy, juicy piece of meat that offers a really interesting balance. So that's what Lady Bird is about. It's about introducing the high-low of things we know and are familiar, and maybe things we don't know, and pairing them in a very, very casual setting. Plans for the future. There's always plans for the future. Lady Bird is meant to grow. This is not the first one. We are opening another Lady Bird in 12 months. It will most likely be in the north. We'll see as the time goes on. But this is meant to have multiple units. Us going in, the initial plan was for us to have multiple units and to make sure Lady Bird isn't a standalone. But there are a couple in Amsterdam, there are a couple in Rotterdam, there's one, so there's multiples in each country. We're also not scared to go outside of Europe. We've done a lot of research and development. There just isn't any competitors on any level for KFC in Europe. So very interesting fact. Not that we're necessarily trying to compete with KFC. It's everybody likes and dislikes KFC. That's not what we're going for. But it shows that there is such a market. Imagine if McDonald's didn't have the artisanal smash burger place, or Domino's didn't have your favorite local pizza spot. That's where we're in. There's no local fried chicken place that covers all of the Netherlands. So Plans for the future? Yeah, hell yeah. We're going after it. It's a pretty classic 3-piece, couple sauces, couple sides. Most importantly, nice honey biscuit for you. I hope you enjoy it. Yo, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the food made sense. I hope the concept made sense. If you want to know more about us, you can follow us on Instagram on ladybird.fc. And you can always just come through. We're in Amsterdam, near Safari Park, right on the edge. Can't miss us. We're the only Black-owned business in the building.